Hey, we're here. I've managed somehow. I think I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube right now. I'm going to double check, see if that's the case. Is it happening? It looks like it's on. It is on. Hey! I can't believe it. Who have we got? I know you're here, dude, because you're, you know, my good friend. Yeah, I just figured out Restream. So now I've been able to not only stream on my YouTube channel, which I've been doing more often, but I've got back on the Twitch channel as well at the same time. I can't believe it. Isn't that just fantastic? I apologise about like the light behind me. There's not much I can do about that right now. I think I'm probably gonna move my desk tomorrow, but you should be able to see what I'm doing. Very, 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 very blurred, but or faint. You've got this. What I'm doing is security shoulders for the Reach suit, the CQB. You know, the one I showed last time I was on stream. And if there's anybody here from Facebook or whatever, then you've seen it multiple times. So, yeah, why aren't I showing you? There it is. Oh, come on now. Yeah, so we're doing this today. ×2 if I've got enough foam, because I'm using literally, I'll show you. This is all I've got left. Just this. Out of a huge roll that I had, this is it. This is all we have. I think, if I'm careful, I should be able to get it all on there. I'll definitely get one done. But, I mean, it would be nice if we got two done, wouldn't it? Seeing as we all, my customer definitely has two shoulders. So he'd like two shoulders, you know. Right, I think I'm going to start at the bottom. So that's always the best idea, is start at the bottom, build up. So we've got that we're going to flip over and do that side as well. And then we've got that in the middle. And then we've got these bits to go on top of it. And then finally that. So it'll be nice and simple, quick. So timing wise, I'm hoping we just get it done. And I've only got 2 sheets to cut out. So it's going to be a nice quick one, I hope. I've said it now though, haven't I? Right, so, you know, for veterans that might watch this later on YouTube, you know this part. This is the nice big long, used to be nice big long and boring, where it would take it forever to just cut out these templates. But not today. My word. Oh god, it's been a while. I'm going right off the lines. Not that you can see. But I'm going right off. Right, there we go. That's more like it. Just gotta remember to concentrate, because, you know, I get all conscious that I'm streaming at the same time, and I think like, oh, you have to talk to people, I have to engage, and then I go like, well, I am working as well, so I should maybe do that. You sharing with the stream? Awesome. Thank you, man. You're a lovely, lovely fella. Right, there we go. So that's all we need for the base, for the bottom of it, and just the little sort of, I can't remember what you call this. It's not a square, obviously, because it's got slanted sides. Feel free to tell me what it is, chat, when we get it out and you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. What is that shape? What is that called? Because I don't know. I can't remember. I know it's got some weird name like a dodecahedron or something. Yeah. No, that's it. That's what we're getting. That's annoying. Oh, damn it. Sometimes when you get to these foam things, you'll realise, oh, look at that, there's just a massive, massive chunk missing. Now, these bits are fine. We can do that by just cutting strategically with that bit. I can make that out of that, but this bit, I'm going to have to measure up and do it off that one. That's annoying. Mate, got an idea. Right, what I'm going to do instead... Oh, are you kidding? I don't have a pen. I had everything. Oh, I do! Yeah! I thought I'd royally fucked up just then. So, like... Because this isn't my house either, I wouldn't know where the hell to find a pen if I didn't have one just there. So, let's see if it still works. It does. Oh, look at that, lovely. There we go. And that's the other beauty of the white foam, is you only have to push very, very lightly with a pen and you've got a real good, you know. And then obviously to do the other side, we're just going to flip it over. I'm going to try and squash everything I've got into, in fact, let's see if this is a better idea of getting right up to the edge with it. I'm going to try and conserve as much space as I can and get the least amount of waste if possible. So like I say, this is all we've got is, I don't know, about a foot. About a foot by half a foot is all we're working with today, so we've got very, very little. So yeah, I'm going to try my best to do that. Now, for this one, I'm going to leave a little bit of space because I think if I measure up these two and the way they go together, and if I cut at an angle outward like that, that should do the edges that are going to meet the edge right about here. And then once I've done that, I can measure from there to there, and I can just cut an extra piece like this out and then fold it forward. Fingers crossed that's so accurate. What's that you're making? It is the security shoulders for the half-made CQB reach armour. So they go on top of the bicep parts that are in there. What I like to do with the reach ones as well is a lot of the time I'll use Velcro so you can actually take them off and change them if you want to change them, just like the game. A lot of only very few customers request that though, so it's you never know. Right. The other thing I'm going to do, in the interest of conserving space, is I'm not going to make both at the same time, because if I run out of foam and I can only half build it, I'll stay up all night thinking about it. I can't handle that. Right. Okay, this is the tricky bit, because as I said before, let me put this on the TV. I'll wait. I'm not waiting. Yeah, I need to cut at an angle just to make that shape, and then try and do it with both. So we'll see if that works out. Right, everything else looks like straight cuts from what I can see on the thing there. That's another thing, is I always, for you Yetrox VR. I did this last time, didn't I? I'm sorry, man. For you in particular, because I know you're a fellow builder, if you look up and down the edges here, it gives you a real good idea of the sort of cut you want to do. Now, because these are lining up pretty straight there, we know we can cut straight along this top line along here, and then same goes for the bottom, because that's just going to be nowhere. That's fine. But when we get up to here, for example, this one, I'm going to do an angled cut so that it sits on at that angle, but I'll do a straight cut on this one. So that should make sense. Makes sense to me, but I'm neurodivergent, so I'm not sure if that goes anywhere else but in here. Okay, right, number one. Yeah, number one. We're just gonna do a nice straight up and down cut. Can you see? Yes. Right. That's gone all right. Got a little bit there. There we go. Right. And obviously we can go straight along this top bit here as well. There we go. Now the tricky part is this. I'm going to have to do it at an angle. So like I'm coming at it like at a real angle like that to get it to meet. Oh, it's always annoying when I have to do stuff like that, but it's worked, I think. There we go. And then hopefully that should meet this bit like that, and then that bit should have its extra bit on the top. Why is it so? It's supposed to be low down, I know that, but that it's still a bit odd. Right, anyway, the other thing as well is that very finely on there you can see a line that makes it like a little triangle. So when these sorts of things happen, try and line them up as best I can, like so. And I'll start a cut at the top. and it's doubly weird because you've got that extra piece. So from the back you think it's going to here, but it's not. It's actually going to here. So you've got to be aware of that. And then I'm going to bend this forward so that it splits to the bottom, and then that way you don't split your foam in half. You can just move it like that. And we're going to only take very, very, like a slither out of it. So you do an angle cut along that line you've just made, like so, and just peel them out, and then you get that, which you can't see. There you go. See, you get just a slight line. I'm not going to glue. What I would normally do is glue that together so that it just stays in shape, but I'm not going to do that just yet because we want the whole thing to come together first, and then once it's all together, that'll inform the shape that we want it to be, and then I'll probably glue it from the inside. While it's all together, I'll just straight in and do it that way. Glue gun's on. Just checking it still works. I haven't used it for so long. Right, I'm going to see if now I can get this one to have the exact same angle as I've cut there, and that's going to be tricky, but I'm fairly confident. Let's see. Oh. That bit's done. Whoops. I'm going to go straight down here. I'll purposely cut it right to the edge and left that extra piece there for us so I can get rid of the big bit because it's now away. And then what I'm going to do is try and let this angle inform the angle on the other one. Let's see if I can. It wasn't the most precise way of doing it, but it's worked before. Oh, it's a little bit steeper, just a little bit, but it's fairly close. It's this one, just a little bit steeper. It's just sticking, you know, you can sort of see it, but yeah. Well, thank you. It's not that nice. Right, we're going to do the same again, try and get this little angle done, and once again I'm going to use this to inform us where the edges are. So you're about there. I'm making a tiny little nick at the top and right there where the card ends for the bottom. And just doing like a little, very, you can see nowhere near cut towards the end. So I just peel it back and let it split itself apart. And then that way you don't break through to the surface, which is something I constantly do by accident. So. And we'll get that little slice out. Once again, there we go. So there it is. We've got two edges. That's the bottom bit done. Right, we just need this cut out next. Why did I do that? I've just put them in the bin when I've got another one to make. Right, let's just put them up. Come on, where are you? There we go. There we go. Right. Let's get this guy out. And that's what we're doing. We need to measure how much more we've got on top here. If that's going to come forward, it needs to carry on. It's going to meet up there. And it's got to come out as well, so it's going to be there. Put a dot there. And from this side we'll do the same. Is that right? Are these the same? Oh my god, how has that happened? Oh no. Right, no worries. I know what to do. The angles of the improvised cuts that I've made have come out at different sizes, so I'm going off the original lines that are actually like right there instead of there, because you know, I might even use just the template. Actually, that's an idea. There we go. Perfect. There we are. Get the ruler out. Now, definitely want it to be exactly there, but I think the angle is what we're going to struggle with. I'm using the lines on the ruler to line up here, and if I do that on both sides in exactly the same way, there it is. Just got to get two edges of the square to line up, and it should be. Yeah. Can you put level up on your mic? I think what it is, mate, is I keep backing off and mumbling to myself. I'm sorry, but it's about as loud as I dare put it, because I sometimes get loud and then, you know, you don't want to like blow people's speakers out and stuff. You can hear me okay though, yeah, when I'm directly talking to you. Right. Okay. Right. Okay, so back on this bit that we've just made, that bit on the top there, I'll just switch back over. There we are. Because it's this that we've essentially created. Now, look at the angle on that. That's going to meet that at a total, like, almost 90 degrees. So, we're going to have to do a real sharp angled cut, like, underneath, so that when we bend it forward, there we go. I don't know if you can make out that I've got that at a real sharp angle there. The rest of this we can cut straight because it's behind everything else, so we don't have to worry about it. I hate doing it from this way around, but it's still attached to the big piece, so and as you know, this is real tough foam, so it's difficult to do, and then sometimes I have to swap hands as well, but my right hand is really shaky. Now, is that it? Yes, that's it. We've done it. There we go. Right. I'll pop you over there again. We'll get it back over there. Now, we've got you and you. Need it that way around. And so, what we're going to do is just line this up nicely and make a nice cut, same way we did with the other parts, just along. I know, like, it looks like you've sort of cut it off, but it should line up at the front. I'm going to bend it over again, let it rip itself apart, like so, like so. Now, I don't get it, it's not worked. Not as well as I'd hoped anyway. Oh, that would be why, because this bit is meant to go in at an angle, and I didn't do that on purpose because this is going to inform the angle we want. So, like that. We want it like that. That's what we're going to cut. So now we know we cut this bit off. Like so. And now it fits right in there. There we go. This is improv work. You've got to it must be done. Right, let's see. Is this lined up there? We're going to do the same here. So hopefully we'll have a bit of symmetry. And then we go, right, now the tricky bit for this is when you're gluing something like this, there's not a lot of actual surface area for it to attach to. So what I end up doing a lot in these circumstances is I'll find an anchor point. So in this case, I think the anchor point's going to be just this bit here, just at the top there. And in that sort of canal that we've created, I'll put a whole bunch of glue, and then we'll blow on it and try and get it to solidify. Just get a nice big glob on it. Try not to get it on the front, and then we'll just slap. Oh no. Oh, there we go, but we've got a bit there, so that's what I have nails for. Scritch that off. Scritch? What's a scritch? And yeah, because there's not a lot of surface area, we can afford to be pretty improv with this. You have hot glue and instant cement. Yeah, the, what's it called? Thingy cement. I always forget what we call it over here. Contact cement, we call it over here. I never got on with it. I could never use it properly. I think it's probably because I have bad habits that I've made myself, and then it's hard to get out of your bad habits when you've been doing it for a while and you do it the same way every day. Right, there. We've got the top anchored on now, so that's nice and solid enough for us to make the shape that we want, which is that. We've got that whole thing down, and we just need to fill this canal between my fingers with hot glue, or, you know, if it was contact cement, you'd have to just put a slither of it on the edges. And this is what I mean. This is why it was always very difficult for me to use the contact cement. Right, I've got it held exactly where we want it. And I'm just going to put like a nice big long glob of glue on there. Like so. Oh. Oh no, I moved it. No, I moved it. Oh, you stupid kid. Right. Oh no. Not only did I move it, but I've moved it out of position as well. Oh no. Can you tell it's my first time back in about a year? Right. It's a lot messier than I like to get these things, unfortunately, but we should be alright. I've done exactly what you want to avoid, and that's getting glue on the front. Yeah, that me when I do my first one. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta get it right now. And that's why we did that thing there. I'm gonna bend this over and it's gonna bend itself, so that'll be fine. Right, so that's more or less in position. I'm gonna do the same again on this side and try and get the top part done first. Yeah, just get those two bits together like that. There's the glue. Oh. Oopsie daisy. Come on. Try not to let too much get out. There we go. I'm sorry I've gone quiet, but I'm concentrating. Getting there. Alright. Very nice. Very nice. Come on, where are we going? Get it on there, what are we looking at? Right. Right. Come on. The mic's in the way. Just need to... There we go, right. Okay. What I'm going to do is put that a little bit higher and then... There we go, that's better, isn't it? Right. Oh no, oh no. No. Right, the front. Right on it again. God damn. Right. Okay. I don't put it down yet. I don't flip it over. Oh no. There we go, that's better. Is that not quite right on the front there? There we go. Oh no, I'm used to getting burnt, dude. I don't worry about the temperature. It doesn't need to be hot. I don't mind if it's hot. It needs to be tight. I'm not acknowledging that with an answer. Alright, there we go. Part 1. Okay, right. The next bit's easy because it's just these 2 bits that I'm going to cut out, and then we stick them together. They go straight on the foam. Done. No problem. So after that, there's a complex bit at the top, and it's this one, because that little rectangle here is needs cutting out completely, and we then you sort of cut it. Oh, it's difficult to explain. You'll see. We'll get to it. I'll bring that in a bit. There we go. Okay. Done it again. There we go. So cutting outside the lines is fine because you can just trim bits off and get it right. So if you go inside, there's not a lot you can do. That's another reason why I use a craft knife to cut these things out. Before I used to use scissors, and I'd make a terrible mess. Just here chilling my coffee in my friend's house. You're just using his TV now, are you? Watching you super stream, bro. Oh, cool! I'm glad. So I always think these things aren't very entertaining because there's not a lot happening. You know, it's just me cutting stuff out and sticking stuff together. But I like chatting to people while I do it, so that's why I do it. I suppose for you, because you're trying to build your own stuff as well. It's got to have some entertainment factor for you in particular. I understand. But yeah, most of the time I sort of assume that it's just like people flying in and they'll see like Halo and they'll be thinking it's going to be gameplay, and then they come in and there's a dude just like cutting stuff out of card and like rambling on and sticking stuff together, and they're like, what the hell is this? And they just get out, run as quick as they can. That's my guess. Right. That's it. That can be binned. Now, those 2 bits need to go together. So I always have like masking tape. Good old masking tape. This stuff's so old now that it's gone yellow. By the way, you're using a printer with a special cardboard? No, just it's like craft card. Like you can buy it. I got this stuff because I haven't got a lot of money at the moment. I got this straight from like a cheap. What would be the American equivalent? Like a Target or a Costco or something. Just out of the kids' stationery department, and you know. So it's not like specialist card or anything for this stuff. It's just at this stage it's just, you know, craft card and there we go. And it's like, it's real thin. It's just that little bit more rigid than paper, because if it's paper, then it goes like all over, flaps around on the foam and stuff. Can I play and watch you at the same time? Which Halo is best for you? Any of the Bungie games, any of the OG Bungie games, the first 5, all of them, I love them all. There's Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, and Reach are all awesome. And then I didn't like 3 and I didn't like 4, and I didn't like 5. I hated the art style change. I hated the way that the armor looked in those games. Absolutely hated it. So I was devastated when Halo 5 came out and they hadn't corrected that, and it was just still looked like utter crap. And yeah, so I was real pissed about that. And then Infinite came out when they showed that initial little teaser trailer, and I saw, you see Chief's leg in that, and you sort of see he's got the helmet in his hand. I instantly saw all the Bungie designs that were there. It was back. So I was like, oh my god, the armor's back. That's what made me so very happy. Because again, this is like, it's kind of what I do, like the armor means a lot. The art style means a lot to me in particular, because it's like I don't know how to describe it. I don't know why it's not just aesthetic. It's not just the look of it. It's the functionality of it. When you're playing the game, I don't know why, but Bungie was really good at making you feel like every piece of armor had some sort of functionality to it, like it was there for a reason. And when you look at the armor from 4 and 5, you kind of like, there's no form or function to it. It's detail for detail's sake. So when I'm making it, I've made one Halo 4 helmet for someone and sent it away. And he loved it, and he was apologising the whole time. Like, I know you hate it. I'm so sorry. I know you hate it. But it was actually a fun build. But there was so much on it. Like, I'd get to a certain part and there'd just be a random circle or a random pipe or something, and I'm like, what's that for? Why is it there? What the hell is the point in that? And it's like, and yeah, Wars is really good as well. I loved Halo Wars 1 in particular. I don't mind Wars 2. I don't mind it, but they did a thing. They 343 be 343 in on all over that game, and they tried to make it like live service again, didn't they? And like, you get Blitz cards, and buy this, buy that. And I'm just not interested in that shit. It's a bloody sci-fi fantasy military shooter sandbox. That's what the games are. Even Halo Wars, that's a totally different type of game, had a sort of sandbox feel to it. Like, there was no one way you needed to play it. But then Halo Wars 2 did away with that. Like, Wars 2, you have to go down a path. You have to go that way, And if you don't, and you take the the slight little off courses that they let you have, it makes no difference. So what's the point, And yeah, I get really amped up and annoyed about these things. Because I'm like, oh gee, man, I've been playing since the original Xbox, and I've been in love with Halo right up until the point where I started to realise certain things, like you know, they brought out Halo 1 anniversary on 360, if you remember that, before they did anything proper with like Halo 4. And then when the shift happened to Xbox One, Halo 1 wasn't backwards compatible, but you could play the anniversary edition. And I was like, And then MCC came out with, and they remastered Halo 2, obviously. And then all of a sudden, where's Halo 2 now? Now you can't play that either. So I'm like, And yeah, I'm not about that. I don't like that. That's them trying to take ownership over over stuff they never built. You know, they didn't do that. And I know that sounds like real, like, I don't know, maybe like elitist or something, but it's the truth. They didn't, like, Microsoft didn't build Halo and Halo 2. Microsoft paid for Halo and Halo 2. So for them to have 343 remaster it, so to speak, and then create a massive Halo game launcher like MCC, and then bogard that, shut down all the servers of the old ones, and everything, so that now you cannot play the original games in their original state. You can go through the campaign. That's it. And apparently we're just supposed to be happy with that, you know. And most people are, because they don't remember, and that's fine. But it, like, for game preservation reasons, you should still be able to play Halo 2, 3, 4, Reach, whatever, you know. In my mind, that's it anyway. But I don't know. I'm finding myself increasingly in the majority with majority. I wish in the minority when it comes to that opinion. I've got a friend on here on Twitch that it's called. He used to be Mr. Wizard. I don't know what he is now. But yeah, he used to take the piss out of me because I was always getting really amped up and angry about the 343 situation. And I know they're called Halo Studios now, but it's the same studio, it's the same people in making a majority of the decisions that tanked Halo Infinite. So it's 343 with a different set of armor, you know, different skin. Anyway, I've done the same. I've chopped out those little bits, folded them. So we've got that same little delve, and it just about lines up with the other one. And I think the best thing to do is just simply, I'm going to simply glue these bits together on the ends. I have it on my stream on Xbox 360, and my brother has it on Xbox One. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I've got to stop ranting about 343 because it just gets me pissed off, and then the whole stream becomes about, like, me ranting about all the problems with the current state of Halo. Because it genuinely does upset me quite a lot. I get very ramped up and amped up about it. Yeah, I'm gonna try not to do that too much more now. Because yeah, um, nice game, well, bro. It's the from Dead Space. I'm not sure I know what you mean, dude. Is it? Do you mean is it? It's the same with Dead Space, or um, I've totally lost the meaning of that. I'm sorry. Right, because I've done that bit. So that bit's nice and together now on this side. We're going to flip over and do the same on that, and then we bend it into position, then glue it. That's how we're going to do this. So yeah, I'm sorry, man. What it is that the stream is delayed, so I'm doing this in real time about 10 seconds before you're seeing it, and then you're writing, and then it comes in a couple of seconds after that. So there's like a delay of about a good 15 seconds between me saying something and me seeing what you're saying. It's that from Dead Space, the part you're doing right now. You know the game. No, it's Halo, dude. It's the security shoulders from Reach. Yeah. I know what you mean, though. Yeah, it's got that same, because the helmet is like loads of lines, isn't it, on Dead Space? I get you. I mean, you know. You have just got up, man. You maybe needed just another coffee. It happens to us all, you know. It's early morning over there, isn't it? Because it's 1400 hours here in good old Blighty. What time is it over there, where you are? You were thinking about Dead Space, yeah. No worries, man. Like I say, it happens to us all. Right. It's worth mentioning that when I do something that's going to be like flat to it like that, I try and spread the glue nice and thin. So if you push on it, it doesn't glob out of the front. If it globs out the back, like you can see there, that's absolutely fine. We don't care about that. No one's ever going to see it. My goal as well is that, like, in real life, my suits and stuff don't look that great. If I end up making yours for you as well, dude, it might not look that great when you get it out the box. Like, it'll look a bit maybe slapdash here and there. The one thing that I aim for, and I know I can do, and I do right, is these suits photograph really well. Really well. They look so much better on camera than they do in actual real life with your own two eyes, you know. So I think that's why my Facebook page became so popular, because, like, obviously it's all photographs, isn't it? You know, and videos and stuff, and it all looks fantastic on camera. I don't know what it is. Like, there must be like a little bit of quality loss across any kind of camera. And as a result, my armors look fantastic when they're painted and everything, and they look great on camera. And the reason I say that is because they don't look that good. They don't look as good in real life as they do on camera. So, it tells, yeah, man. Oh, hang on. If he likes that, hang on, wait there. Tell him to watch, because I'm going to show you something in just a second. I'm just going to get this to dry now. You know, Okay, let me just place that down for a sec. And you're watching? Is he watching? I'm going to show you something. A shredder, and that will be like one of the original OG turtles. I don't know which one, but they all had red bandanas in the OG comics, and that's a cover up of all this terrible spotty crap that I had. So when I get some decent money in, I'm going to have this all coloured and covered, so you won't see like all this stupid speckly crap in the background. But that's, and yeah, so there's that. And I'm going for all Ninja Turtles on this arm. That's what's going to happen. Because I'm a nerd, dude. I'm a nerd. And on this one, I've got like Alien Egg with the face hugger coming out. And it goes around to loads more Alien Eggs. I've got Predator 2 mask on my wrist there. Up here, this is Moya from Farscape. It's the ship from Farscape. That's just an exploding planet over here. But on here, if I can show you that, that's Guilty Spark right there on my elbow. And on my back, a grunt with a needler. I think you can see his face there, that's his head. And then the big tall back bit, and that's the needler there. So yeah, all my tattoos, you know, it's all the nerd stuff that I'm into, man. So yeah, I hope you like the turtles tattoos and stuff there. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I've had the that turtle in that same sort of situation that it's in now, like half done, for over a year now, because I've had no money. I've been fully unemployed. I can't find a job in my area of the country. It's pretty much dead up here. And I just thought, like, after a while I've got sick, and I've just thought, I'll do this. This is what I'm going to do. And here I am. And I'm pretty sure I can make something out of this, definitely. I'm doing it now. Look, I'm making a shoulder. So yeah, it's been a bit of a weird time for us in the old UK at the moment. We're prospering as a country, and then individual parts of the country are falling apart. It's really weird. Yeah, it's hard to describe because it doesn't make sense, but it's happening. So yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know why. Right, okay. Same again. I've got that glued all the way up to the crease there. We're going to go from the other side and then meet it in the middle. What I'll do, because that's the outside and we don't want glue on there, is I'll fold it inwards for the inside here, and we'll put it like flat on. Spread it out nice and thin if we can. So hopefully you've got like a not too globby layer. Don't know if you can tell, but it's not sticking out that far. And then we'll just bend it like that a little bit, and then try and get the outside edges to meet, and then squash. And that is how I try to not get glue on the outside most of the time, but we'll see if that works. It's a little bit cold in this garage as well, so I'm having to work a little bit quicker to get there because the glue's drying real quick. Right, so that's the two sides. We're there. You can see we've got that starting to form, but we need to get this bit attached, and well, that bit as well. I haven't gone right to the edge. What a silly thing to do. Now, I'm going against the cardinal rule here, but because I put the glue on the outside there, I don't know if you can make that out. What you do then is just pull the whole thing apart, meet the front, and squish it out the back. And then you have a minimum amount of glue at the front that you can just sort of scrape off. There we go, done. So now all we need to do is that middle bit, this little slope. We need to get that on. Good, I'm glad. I got the fancy camera for this, and then my crappy laptop camera for that. When I get my other camera back, I'm going to put it over here, so it's just going against the wall, and then you're not going to be staring at the blur, you know, the blur of light coming in behind my head. You know, that'll be nice. Right, for this, because you can see it's settling a little bit behind the line, we're going to put the glue on the slopey bit, this bit underneath, from behind, like so, just here, and then meet the line and hold it. I don't know if you could see that. Let's say, like, you can just about make out that you can just meet the line and then squish, hold, and then when we let go it'll be together. Here we go. So just pushing it quite far out, and we can because we cut that bit out earlier. Make a nice big thick glob because we want it to spread. So we've got a nice big thick line of it there. And now when we flip it over, I'm putting my nails in the gap that we've made to just push it forward. And then squish down the top bit like that to get it to meet up just about bang on. There we go. There it is. Just gonna, there we are. Oh. I've missed a bit, look. One bit. I'm gonna have to do it from the front. No way. A cardinal sin. See if I can get it to blob out the back though. Oh, just about. Right. Just gonna hold that one piece together. Yeah, man, I'm glad. Yeah, that you're learning things. It's silly little things like that that you, if you were to put like a tutorial video together, you'd forget, and you'd be like, oh, and oh, you have to do this as well. But a lot of this, as you can probably tell by now, is you come up against a little problem like, oh, how am I going to do that? And you find little ways of improvising around it. And all you have to do is not forget the main goal, especially if you're going to paint it, is do not let the glue get out front. Don't let it there. It can be all over the back. As you can see, we've got it everywhere. Don't let it on the front. So all your mindset and all your stuff that you're thinking about, the way that you're trying to put things together, just have that in your head, like, I can't let the glue get to the outside. And then you just sort of, you know, things figure fairly, you know, they figure in your head that, oh, yeah, I've got to do it this way, you know what I mean? Yes. But you get me, yeah. It's like it's that type of thing where okay, awesome. Sorry, yeah, I've got notifications from all my videos I've been putting on socials coming through, and I thought I had an important message, and it wasn't. It was just someone wrote the word "man" on my YouTube video. You know, the one where I'm sat at the table with the coffee cup in the Master Chief suit. It's a real old meme. you could even buy that meme on what's the word, on t-shirts. Someone like, if you Google Halo coffee meme, there's a picture of like a red Spartan, and it's exactly like I recreated that pose of like a coffee cup in one hand and the other hand on his helmet, like going ugh. And I couldn't resist because this is my brother's house, and he's got like a real nice sort of kitchen diner table type of thing, and it's just the exact right height and everything that it would had my elbows were right there, and I didn't have to stretch too much because, you know, you're in armor. So I was just like, oh, yeah, I've got to do that. And it's because like 2 days ago, I posted the picture of all my armor on that same table and said, anyone for breakfast? And like, and I was like, oh, yeah, I've got to do this. I've got to do it. I've got to do the old meme that no one will remember. No one will remember this meme. And thanks to Facebook, I've been proven completely wrong, because that video has got over 1,000 views now, which never happens for my videos on Facebook. I never get over like a couple of hundred or something, or maybe 150 is average. But I got a notification saying, "Yo, congratulations, your reel has now had 1K plays," and I was like, "Oh my god!" There we are. Yeah, you can see that nice little subtle line we've made, because I've glued those bits together now. And that is how you make those subtle lines and folds and stuff. There you go. That type of thing only gets picked up by cameras. You never really pick that up with your eye. If you're looking at it straight on, you can't see it, but you can see the shadows bouncing off the line. Yeah, like that. There we go. What's that? That's a lot of Easter Island heads. Thank you. Alright, just going to put these together, and we're going to do the last bit, and then it's one shoulder done, and let's see if we can... Oh, we might be a bit short on foam. I wonder if I've got any scraps that... Right. Oh, I've got a nice big bit there. So that'll do for these. Maybe. Oh, it's just a little bit too... Oh, it's just that little bit too small. Oh, we can get one on. Right, so we can get... No. Yes. No, we can't. We need the extra bit there. God damn. Right, okay, no, we can get one on there. We can get one with the extra bit there for the, you know, for the extra bit. So I might as well show you, like, what I've got over here is a great big box of scraps with loads and loads of crap in it. They're too big to throw away, but too small to use on like regular builds. And that's the main problem I've got, is that I haven't got a lot of the 10mm thick heavy stuff. I've got a lot of the skinny stuff like this that's nice and soft for like belly parts and shit. But yeah, haven't got a lot of the big stuff. Well, we'll see how we go. We'll see. That I'm going to keep over here though, because I could definitely at least get that one bit on it, and I could probably fit this on it as well, which will save a lot of space. Yes, because I can do that. Right. Not going to think about that for now. Let's get this done. But it always pays to think forward like that, you know. And then I think what I'll do once we've made this shoulder, this one shoulder, I am going to place all the templates onto what's left of the foam over there and see if we can make another. I doubt it, unfortunately. I don't think, looking at this one that I'm about to do and the space it's going to take up on what's left, I don't think we've got enough. I think we've probably got enough to make another of the bottom layer, and then I don't think we'll have quite enough room for this one section at the top there. And I don't like using separate scraps of foam and trying to fit them together, because the lines are almost impossible to cover even with paint. So the key is always to try and be careful with your placement of the templates on the foam mats. So you create as little waste as possible, and then you also get like smooth looking armor. You don't have like little knocks and niches that you haven't, you know, put there yourself. Right. That's that. And you probably see that there is a line as if it's going behind that. I've deliberately not cut that part because the integrity of this entire thing would go to shit if I cut out this part here and it had a line for it. The whole thing would just flop about. Oh, I couldn't see the line. It was like crisscross shadows blocking my view. Right, there we go. One. And it's this way around. To go on there, like so, and it'll be folded back like that. Stick number 2. Yep. Oh, there we go. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. Go. Whoop, whoop. It says always forget to breathe when I'm doing this. I'm also going to get a hot beverage. Yets. That's what I'm going to call you, is Yets. Just so you know. That's your new name to me, is Yets. Okay. Alright. Okay. Right, there we go. We've got it. We did it. Now, just like the other one, we're going to get the old masking tape out and get this together. And it doesn't have to be, you get it lined up as best as you can, but the tape, because it's card, it stays together quite well. So you don't really have to worry about it too much. Now, if I can fit this as close to this edge as I can possibly make it, I might be able to... Ooh. So that's another technique that a lot of people use, is if you, in this case, I am definitely going to do it because it'll save us a lot of space. I'm going to tape these together and go around it even closer to the edge here, and do the same on the other side. And then that way, once again, you avoid having lines down your foam and things like that. So I'm going to try and line those bits up because those bits are supposed to be together. Get it off my thumb. And there we go. So one, and then you can see it sort of already holds its shape a little bit. It's difficult to get it down onto a flat surface, but you know, we'll figure it out. And try and do the same again. Line up the edges so they're good. Oh, come on. There we go. Nice. So there we go. We're gonna, now because I've done that, it means I can get even further into this corner here, into this triangle. Have to flatten it down as best we can, but also try not to go off the edges. Right, so first things first, I'm just going to get this bit done. So we've got a nice curve that we can now line up with, because it will move around when you've done this. It will move around a lot, so you just need to make an anchor point, and that's what this is. This is the anchor. Now we have this line, and then we go whoop, we squash it down. Try and keep it on the anchor point if you can. Keep my pen upright as well, just to avoid also going to squash that out a little bit just so it's closer to what it originally was, because that's something that taping it together has changed. No, you know what? No, I'm not. What I'm going to do is that, and then same on this side once we've got the rest. And line you up, back up with your friend there. not to worry too much, because it, like, this is still, you can still figure it out and sort it out in the cutting process. So you can, any mistakes you're making right here in this difficult bit, you can correct again later. Now you can see I've only done one side of it because the inside bit was a bit wonky, so we'll just get a ruler out. Simple. There we go. Ta-da! We did it. There it is. Now, technically, we could fit another one of those on. Not quite, actually. I don't know. Oh no. No, we can't. Not without putting it all the way down here, which is a huge waste of space. Mind, if this went there. Right. Hang on a minute. The point I don't move that part a lot, and everything gonna work well. Got it. It's when you've taped something together and it's already holding a nice shape, and then you're trying to put it flat and it'll just move. So yeah, you've got to get one bit, like I did the first line on the inside there, and then that's where you try to anchor it to, like just make that connect to everything else. It's difficult to explain, but I'm sure you get me. It's just that little bit too big. Again. Oh well, right. No, we'll have to just be the one today, the one shoulder. That's okay. We had a nice stream, didn't we? And we're going to get it together. Well, at least we'll have a win, because we'll have made one together today. So that's good. It's been a good day. I'm taking note. Excellent, sir. Oh, what's going on? Right, get off. Why is there two massive... never mind. Right, I'm getting sidetracked. Distractions. There we go. That's another piece that I will not be chucking out because it's too big to chuck, too small to use for this, but we could definitely use it for other things. Like reinforcing bits of your armour and stuff. Bits like that are perfect for that. If you've got like an arm part that's just that little bit too loose and it's sliding around, you can get a piece like that and just stick it on the inside and it just keeps it together for you. Right, now we're at that point where we need this with the straight cut on the top there to have this meet it at an angle. So we're going to need an angle cut all the way through, and what I normally do is, it's always guesswork, but if you look at your template and just imagine what kind of angle that is right there and that up there, try and visualize that, and then cut it. It's better to not have enough of an angle because you can always cut away more, so don't do too much, because if you do too much then that's it, you're screwed. You end up having to fill the gap that you've made with like glue or cement or whatever it is to try and keep it stable. So yeah, through. Right, let's see. Yeah, we've come off quite even throughout at that angle. And just for laughs, let's see if see where it's getting on. Oh, there we are. Yeah, it's about right, isn't it? I think we've got the angle right. That should be it. Cool. Okay, now there is this lovely little bit of detail at the front here. These bits, as we can see, they're delved in, and they're delved in at an angle. That's interesting. I wonder if that's just the model or if it's the actual thing. Let's have a look. Let's see. I'm just quickly Googling Hello Reach UA Security Shoulder. There we are. Images. There we go. Let's have a look. Let's try and zoom into that. Oh, that's... Yes, it is an angle. It is an angle. So yeah, this that we're looking at is in fact correct. So that's fine. Now, the way we're going to do this is not too complicated. It seems like it's going to be to make these go in at an angle, but all you do, right, is cut them out straight. Try not to go past the line. I always go like right up to the edge, just like that, with the sharp edge, and then just pull them out. And then you can do the same like that. And then I always go back in the same cut. Just make sure it's done the same side. Sorry. Just make sure it's done the same at the other side. Now, we do another straight cut up, like so. That's it. And get through like that. And hopefully you'll have minimum amounts of damage. Gonna pop it out the back. Now it points inward like that. So what we want to do is think about that angle, and we're going to take. So that's the top of it, and it needs to be behind the foam at that angle. So we're just going to cut a straight line over this bit that's at the back. I'll see if I can. Angle it. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's not going to be seen. It just needs to be out of the way. And then get that off. So you're left with that. And then it's a little bit looser than we want it, but there you go. Now there's room to be an angle. So all we really need to do is the bit that meets the top, this bit here, is what needs gluing to the actual piece there, and then all the rest we can just make a reservoir of glue and completely glob all over it on that side, so it'll be fine. So we're just going to get like a little bit of glue on the part that we've just chopped out, right on the edge. Like that. If it'll just bloody. Yeah, you can see. There we go. Right. We're going to go in from behind. And just make sure it lines up about right from what I can see on the template. because it's not too much of a steep angle, it's just noticeable. And again, that's something that will get picked up on a camera, because you'll see the shadows and light bounce off it and stuff. So that's the goal, isn't it? There we go. So you can see that sort of exactly what we wanted. Just a slight angle. I maybe cut just a little bit too much off it, but we got it. And then you've got that on the back end, and all we do there, look, this is the fun part. Just get to just drop a load of glue in on it, like that. It just a huge amount. I suppose. Well, in comparison to what we've done so far. Excuse me. I have feedback. Is it constant, or was it just feeding back a little bit and then it's gone away? I shouldn't be getting... No, there's no other audio's open. Is it gone, dude? Is it like, can you let me know? So the only downside with me doing it like this... Oh, good. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, the only downside with me doing it like this is now I've got to wait for that to dry before I can put it down to cut the other one out. It's one of those things that I would have known if this was like, you know, if I was still constantly doing it, but I'm not. And it's little things like that you forget. So I've got to get this completely cool now. Oh, right. Right. Yeah, below. Sorry, I just needed to check a couple of things because it's difficult with the program I'm using on here. I can see that I've got both chats up. I know that. I'm fairly certain I have. Yeah, it should be everything. I'm only seeing your messages and you're on Twitch right now, aren't you? So that's yeah, I don't know. Why is that not working? Oh my god, that's weird. My laptop is not charging. That's worrying. Because that's my official, that's my proper charging wire for it, and it's not doing it. Okay, it's not turning off, so we're fine. Right, part two. And then we can get this thing together, and then we have a shoulder. Same as before. Split it a little bit, but that's okay. And that is also why I like these thin blades, because then you can get right into like a thin bottom part like that. go. Right. And like before, just take a little bit off. I'm going to take a lot less of an angle away from it this time. So it should line up a little bit better now. Yeah, that's better. And try and oh, it's done it bang on. That's with the entire side fully attached. It's exactly the same angle. So that's fantastic. So this time I won't have to put it just along the edge of that bit. I'll be able to put it across the whole thing, and we won't have to put as much glue in. And I can spread out what we've got on here. So across the whole face this time. Instead, I'm going to go up from behind again. Like that. And oh, come on. Come on. It doesn't want to go right up against it for some reason, but there we are. And it's gone, as you can see there, it's flat to it on that side. Whereas that one had to have loads of glue on both sides. We're only going to need to glue this side. On that one. Hooray! And there we go. So we should be waiting a lot less time for that to solidify. I'll just push it together a little bit. Getting there. Nearly done. Right. Nope, not yet. But we are at a point where we can now attach this end and we can start dragging it round. But what I find if you do it one bit at a time and go around like that, you end up misaligning the other side. So I always go one side, then the other side, and then start meeting in the middle. It's difficult to do it that way because it's, the closer you get to the middle, the tighter squeeze it is, it's all together. But you get it lined up right that way. So it's definitely worth the extra effort. I won't lie, it's a nightmare, but it's like I say, it's worth the mess around because you get it lined up so perfectly. It looks absolutely spot on. So here we go. Gonna just get the outsides lined up there. And much like with the glue, I don't give two craps about whether it's lined up on both sides, just the front. Just get the front lined up. Make sure nothing is poking over the edge at the front here. And then inside you can have loads of glue everywhere and whatever, it doesn't matter. We just want this lined up as best we can. And then if you've got a Dremel tool, like I was showing you before, you can smooth those lines over with it, which is something I do quite a lot if needs be. Hopefully not though. Hopefully not. Hopefully we can just get it exactly how we want it. if we're careful. Right, so now we're going to do the other side. We'll end up with this, and as you can see, it's sort of pulling itself into shape now. You haven't had to do any heat gunning or any of that crap that, like, a lot, you know, you do end up having to do sometimes, but thankfully, not this time. I can't remember if I did it on the bottom part before glue. I don't know if I did that, but we're doing it on the bottom this time. And we're gonna just try and touch the outside first, and try and keep that in line. Whoop. Whoop. No, come on now. Come on, buddy. You know you want to. There we go. Like that. Held. It's just poking out a little bit, but it's still wet, so we can definitely move that back. There we go. Everybody, nobody breathe. Except to blow. Oh, it's just that little bit off, but it's minuscule, isn't it? You can just see this is a little bit poking over the top, but it's fine. It is fine. I'm going to go back to the other side while that fully dries, and start just putting some glue along the outside there, and we're just gonna do like one blob. Just do a couple of inches at a time, because if you do any more than that, you know, you've got too much to hold together, and yeah. I found like that is what you don't want, is bits of glue going out in the front, but don't rush to fix it, because a lot of the time you can fix it better when it's just that little bit warm rather than boiling hot, because when it's boiling hot it likes to stick to the foam. Like, oh, just took some off, and then you get like a sort of a sticky line, and when you end up with that sticky line, paint won't stick to it. I've noticed, well, a lot of different types of paint have trouble sticking to hot glue, so you've got to be careful. Now, let's see if we can. There we go. There it is. Now it's just a dark smudge off my thumb. That's because I've got ink from the pen on my thumb. So it looks a bit nasty, but I assure you, it's just a smudge. And paint will cover it. I've got a bit of what we didn't want on this bit though, down here. There we go. Right. So yeah, we've got an ugly smudge there, but it's fine. It's not glue. That's what we want. Now we're going to do these bits here. Okay. Whoop. I really can't tell if I've managed that or not, because there's glue sticking out everywhere, and I'm trying to line it up, but trying not to smudge it again. Okay. Oh, it's lined up. Awesome, look at that. just behind my thumb there where I've got a glob of glue is bang on lined up. That's much better than the other side. There we go. Right. Let's I'm just going to get this last little tiny bit that I missed off the edge here. And then we can do the centerpiece, the flat bit in the middle. There it is. Oh, it's not come together quite as well, that one bit. Get off. It's a problem side. Yeah, just here is where we're actually gluing, and it's just sliding off. There we go. Right. Just this bit in the middle now. And then what I'll do is I'll get one of the biceps out and we'll glue it on. I'm going to double check some like stock photos and see if see exactly how it goes on, where it goes on, and we'll do it. We'll get it on. Right. I've not been massively even with the glue there. I just need to get the thing stuck down. That's all. And I'm sort of just trying to get it to the edge without letting it spill over. Come on, you. Right. Okay. Right, it's a little bit. As you can see, it's sort of a little bit misshaped. Look, like it's sort of, you know, but because it should be like that. That's a very, very subtle difference, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That just happens. We can't really help it. Why is it not? My PC needs plugging in, but it's in. It's there. It's on. Gosh darn it all to heck. Charge faster using approved charger. That is my approved charger. Unless to charge faster using approved charger. Mixed up the things. No way. Approved charger. That's my phone one. Unless. God damn it. Right. Okay. Never mind. Mixed up the things. No way. That's my phone one. Right. Here's our old shoulder, and there's our bicep. We're gonna whack up restore the Google search I did before. Just 3-1 tab restore window. Let's see how these sit on there. Right over it. Like just completely covering it. Is that can't be right, surely. It's not right. There we go. That's because, right, the original reach. Yes, okay, great. Okay. So we want it like that. Simple as. So what we're going to do, I think, I wonder if I've got Velcro. I've got Velcro left. What is that? Sure I have. Loads of crap in the way. No, I don't. I don't. I don't think he wanted them Velcroing anyway. I just sort of wanted to show off, I think. So what we'll do is I will. So that's over the bicep. That needs to be. Like it needs to sort of come away from it a little bit, so it's like that, and therefore it's not completely attached to anything. So I'm going to grab a couple of scraps from in here. Ta-da! Here's one I made earlier, and we're going to make a little. Just a little platform for it to sit on. Is that going to do it? A little bit. It's close. It's close. I wonder if that will do it. Because it needs to be this width so that it makes those two edges. And here's what I'm going to do. Let's just stick those on for now. Put it in again. Let's see. There it is. Now it lines up. We're on. We're good. I'm going to turn this off now. Now run as few programs as possible while we're doing this. Because my laptop is about to run out of power because somehow I've mixed up my charging cables and you know, right. I'm assuming everybody's gone now because the chat's gone completely radio silent, so I'm just talking to myself and that's fine. Because I'm used to that. That is something I can handle. Right. Okay. Made a dent. Okay, let's see. That goes like that. And we cleverly line up like that. That's it. I think we've done it. So I'm not going to over glue it. I'm going to give like a tiny bit on this bit here and a couple of bits on there. And then if he does decide to change it, it's going to be like minimum damage, you know. like all my clients, I have advised Tommy, his name is, to get a glue gun. So if he wants to fully attach this, he can just pour all the glue he wants down that crevice there to attach it properly. But in the meantime, that's what we're looking at. We've got it all on now. That's it. It's on there. I don't know if I was gonna maybe put it on to see if it looks any good, but I've got my hoodie on, so it won't work. But yeah, that's cool. I'm really happy with how that's come out. I'll just hold it up. Yeah, a little bit disappointed with how the shapes come out, but that's another thing. Again, he could maybe glue it on more, and that would even it out a bit. But there we have it. Shoulders. Shoulders. Yeah, that's it. I think we're all right. I think we're done. We've done a nice 2-hour stream. I think that's been all right, and we've got this done. I'm just waiting now to get more materials, and then I'll be back to finish this off, like the whole thing. We're going to finish this whole thing off, and then we go. After that, I think we move on to a Infinite Master Chief for you. Yes. Yetro. That'll be yours after this, I think, isn't it? And then we're back rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Back on track, like we were 2 years ago. So yeah, thank you to anyone that's watching this back on YouTube and you've watched the whole thing. That's really cool. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around, Yetrox, for the whole thing. PJ Hoffmeister, hello mate. Right at the end, right when I was about to sign off. Thank you for joining us, though. I mean, please feel free to stick around for the last 5 minutes or so while I was signing off. But we've made this today. This security shoulder part for a Halo Reach costume. I've been lurking. I'm just playing water. Of course. Well then, yeah. That's absolutely fair. Oh, yeah, I've just run out of. There's just not enough to do the second shoulder, so I'm calling it a day. And I'm going to take some pictures of this for Tommy, whose suit it is. And yeah. There's the one. So we're one shoulder